I was once one of the greatest fighters in the world, or supposedly one of the greatest fighters in the world. And I had a great record and had great things going on, but I kind of got lost in the limelight. You know, I grew up not having friends. I became a world champion. To all the kids out there, I became a world champion. I didn't have any friends. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I didn't go out. No girlfriends. Just training. My academy, my students are my friends. And that was just in the gym. And I would come home and I would either go to work or go to school. And that's all I did. And then when I became a world champion, I got clubs to open up for tables and bottles and girls and traveling and just a lot of everything, a lot of excess. And that kind of took me out of the mentality of what I had to be, and that was basically to be a warrior, to be a fighter, and to stay in my academy and to do what made me a champion. And when I fell from grace, it was a hard fall. And I tried picking up the pieces and I fell again, and a man named Firas Zahabi took me in. And when he took me in, he didn't just take me in and put me in his academy. He brought me into his home and reminded me of who I was and showed me a different way. And it took me a while to figure that way out, and you know, it was a bit of a struggle. It was a work in progress, and eventually I lost my career with the UFC, and with that I lost my paychecks from the UFC, and I had to struggle a little bit and battle injuries and a little bit of depression and a little bit of things here and there. So I had to think to myself, where did I go wrong? And I took in too much. I tried to help too many people. I tried to take care of too many people. I went out instead of staying in, and just little things like that. And so I had to cut out, you know, I love my friends to death. It was a lot of fun, but I had to cut that out. And, you know, this is just one of those things where I had to get back to what made me who I was. You know, who is Miguel Torres? I don't know anything about my opponent. I know that he's training at TriStar now, and I knew this after the fact I took the fight. I know that he's a very good wrestler. I know he's an accomplished wrestler. And for what I've seen of his fights, I know that he likes to strike. I believe he's going to test me in his striking. And I don't see much in his jiu-jitsu, but I know he's been at TriStar, so he's been working out on a lot of his game like that. I'm a well-rounded fighter. If I'm healthy and I'm focused, I'm going to be hell for anyone. So for this guy, I'm going to be hell for him because I'm healthy and I'm focused. This is, for him, I'm the kingmaker for him. He beats me, he becomes the king. He beat Miguel Torres, and he comes to the next level. I beat this guy, smash him, and what does it mean? It's a small paycheck for me. It's just a means to feed my family. So for me, you know, this is just another fight, and for him, this is a career-making decision for him. This is a career-making fight for him. So all the pressure's on him to perform. The more he comes to attack me, the more he comes to put the pressure, the more I'm going to expose him. The more I expose him, either he's going to try to lay on me like a wet blanket, which is going to be hard to do now because I've been working on that game plan for him. And if he tries to fight the other way, he's going to get knocked out or put to sleep.